So hi mga kadala-dalin, welcome to my channel. Fresh ng girl dahil, uy!
Mga kineso.
Ang cooking show natin, and thank you so much for watching this video. Charit.
Mga darling.
So hi mga kadala-daling, welcome to my channel. So for today's video, hindi po tayo magluluto. It's a continuation of the most requested, no, which is i-remake ko or ikwento ko ulit yung mga experience ko sa mga afam ko or yung mga nakarelasyon ko and kung ano mga nangyari sa relasyon. Kasi the last time I uploaded the video about my exes, my past relationship, medyo may audio problem tayo. And I hope this time, wala tayong audio problem at sana maging maayos tong video na to. And ikikwento ko ulit lahat ng experience ko sa mga afam. Alright. So let's start with my first experience with a fam na umuwi sa akin dito sa Philippines, which is the Australian one, and his name is Mark. So nagkakilala kami sa isang dating site, and then doon nagkaroon kami ng mga conversation. Siyempre, yung usual ng GTK or get to know each other, kinembol or chururut, na parang, hello, how are you? It's a ladyboy site. So parang yung site na yun, pang mga trans, mga ladyboy talaga. And then ayun, nag-chat-chat kami for a while. I think, siguro mga ilang buwan ba kami nag-chat. I was like, I think 18 years old that time. Yeah, parang 18 years old lang. Bata pa ako noon. And then parang it takes months bago siya nag-book ng flight going to the Philippines. And then, it's not real, it's a relationship at first. And then after that, all through dun sa conversation namin, we decided to be friends kasi he's still attracted to, a real woman or a biological woman, which is, I'm nothing against with that. And then I supported him with, that decision. Yun kasi yung gusto niya, so hindi natin pipigilan yan. And then he came over to the Philippines after, chatting online. I think sa Skype pa kami nag-uusap nun. And then we spend like 1 month. Yeah, 1 month kami magkasama nandito sa Philippines. We go to different places, but first, I fix everything because he wants me to fix everything before he come over to the Philippines. So, I look for a place where we can stay. And we stayed in Tagaytay in Prime. Yeah, Prime ata yun. Or yung Cityland. Yeah, Cityland condominium sa Tagaytay. I book for like a month there kasi doon kami magstay talaga. Like, isang buwan ko talagang nirentahan. Nirentahan niya pala. Isang buwan niyang nirentahan yung place namin doon, yung condo unit na pinag-stayan namin sa Tagaytay. Then after the first day, syempre, sinundo ko siya sa airport. And then, nag-arkila din kami ng car para maghahatid sa amin papunta doon sa Tagaytay nga, dun sa place na pag-istay namin, which is yung Prime or yung Cityland. Then after that, we planned things, yung first night namin, syempre! Sinuko na natin ang perlas ng silanganan naman at ibinandera talaga natin ng malala ang watawat ng Pilipinas nung unang gabi pa lang. So, yun na nga ang kwento nun. And then with, tapos nun, we drink, and then kinabukasan, nag-breakfast kami sa isang fast food restaurant. And then, and then we planned going to Mindoro, which is my first time visiting Puerto Galera White Beach in Mindoro. And then, parang unplanned yun actually, hindi pala namin pinlano. Lasing kami that night, and then we decided to go to Mindoro, Puerto Galera. So, wala pa akong kaalalam kung paano. So, nagsumakay lang kami ng bus, going to Batangas Port, and then doon na kami sumakay ng fast cat yun, ng ferry, going to Mindoro. So, ayun, nagstay kami dun sa Mindoro for like 3 days, 2 nights, or 4 days, 3 nights. Then, after that, we go back to Cavite sa Tagaytay, and then we visited my family in Manila, which is in Santa Mesa, dun sa place ng lola and lola ko. And then he was able to meet all my relatives kasi piyesta nung pumunta kami doon, and then nag-book lang kami ng malapit na parang apartel doon for like 3 days. And then yun, piyesta doon, nag-happy-happy, inuman with my relatives, my titas and titos there, and then Yung lola at lola ko na-meet niya nga. And then marami kaming pinuntahan. Bongga yung kay Mark kasi para kaming nag-hotel hopping noon. Like nagstay kami sa Malate, nagmakati kami. Ayun, and then after that, one day, he met a girl and he likes the girl. And then that's okay, that's totally fine for me kasi we have an agreement that we're just gonna be friends. Ayan, and then nagtuloy-tuloy yung chat, then nag-end na yon. And then that's when I met Grant, which is my another Australian ex-fiance. That is my first fiance. Si Grant siya. And he is like 68 years old or 67 when we met online. And then we chatted for like 7 months. And in 7 months, sinuportahan na niya ako. Siya yung naging reason kung bakit ako nag-independent. Nangupahan ako ng place kasi 3 months before his flight going back to the Philippines, he wanted me to find a place where we're going to stay or rent a place for us, a house actually. Ano na yun, meron ako nakupahan dito lang din sa subdivision na to, sa baba. And then doon ako nagstay, unti-unti kong binubuo yan, unti-unti niyang binubuo pala actually. So nagpapadala siya sa akin para bumili ng mga gamit na kailangan namin. And then, yun, basta kasama ko yung mga kaibigan ko, ng mga nakshi ko, habang wala pa siya. And then, I remember March 14th ang flight niya going to the Philippines, which is March 15 nag-lockdown because of COVID. So, na-lockdown si bakla sa Pilipinas. Sa Pilipinas, napaka-arty magsalita. Bakit ganun? So, na-lockdown siya. So, we were together for like 9 months. So, 9 months kami no, naging fiancé ko nga si bakla. Actually, first trans nila ako. Ang bongga sa lahat ng mga nakarelasyon ko is I am their first trans encounter. So, ayun na nga. So, naging kami noon. Siyempre, first night, sinundo ulit namin sa airport at ibinandera ulit natin ang watawat ng Pilipinas to the highest level. Talagang binongga ko kagad yun. And then ayun, parang medyo malungkot yung stay or yung visit niya sa Philippines because we're not able to visit any places yung na parang ma-enjoy niya at talagang ma-explore niya ang Philippines. And then after that, we say we're good, the relationship are really going well. But there's actually one problem, which is hindi nagmi-meet yung, alam mo yung pagtingin namin sa relasyon and, pagtingin namin sa buhay because of the age gap. Kasi medyo malaki talaga yung age gap. I was like 20 years old that time, I think, or 21. O parang ganon. And then he's already 68 or 67 years old. So every time that I'm cooking for him, before kami kumain, he's always preparing, a video or a movie that we're going to watch. Which is, bakla, ang pinapanood namin habang kumakain is parang Animal Planet. Yung mga endangered species, yung mga na-instinct ng mga species na dito, which is, it excites me a lot actually watching the movie or the short film. Kasi di ba nakikita mo yung mga hayop na hindi mo na nasasaksiyan, which is wala naman sa Philippines. And then after that, lumipat kami dito sa bahay na to. We stay here as well. And then, kasi yumaman siya. To be honest with you guys, Grant's father is a veteran. Like, a Vietnamese veteran, yung lumaban ng gera sa Vietnam that time. So, inherit the money which is, disclose ko na ba? So, let's say na, 1.3 million Australian dollars, which is a lot of money in the Philippines. And then he's planning to buy a property in Australia. Pinapakita naman niya sa akin. To share with you, na pinapakita naman niya sa akin, pero may part sa bawat kwento niya na I felt I'm not belong or I'm not part of the plan. Na parang ganun. Kasi medyo nga nararamdaman na namin na the relationship is not going well after months na magkasama kami because doon nga sa age gap na meron kami, which is sobrang laki ng age gap talaga. And then December, I remember when he needs to go back to Australia to sign the documents or, yung mga papers na kailangan to release the inheritance money. 7 days after na nasa Australia na siya, parang magkaroon na ng agreement na parang bigla na lang siya nag-chat na I think the relationship is not gonna work out because of the age gap. I think it's time for you to find, kasi hindi niya ako pinagtrabaho. Sabi niya sa akin na parang it's time for you to find a job because this is the last money that I'm gonna give to you. Which is medyo okay naman yung iniwan ng pera na yun. Medyo malaki, like 50,000 ata yun. Siya ang sumagot lahat nung nang pag-stay sa Philippines, siya yung sumagot ng pagkain, ng stay namin. Kasi nga, pensioner na siya. And then after that, when Gran and I broke up, I met this Danish guy named Brian. And nag-meet din kami online. And then nag-start kami ng conversation. Actually, hindi ko na siya pinansin nung dumating si Gran. Matagal ko na rin siyang kachat. Kasi ganoon ako, nag-focus ako sa isa kapag may umuwi. Tapos ayun, hindi ko na matagal na siya. Tapos December yon, nasabi niya na, I have something for you, may gift ako for you, a Christmas gift. I hope it's enough for you to buy something for yourself. Nagpadala kagad siya ng walang kaabog-abog at wala naman akong hinihingi sa kanya. And then sabi ko, ay bongga to mukhang mabubuhay tayo dito, charis. So ayun, nag-start kami ng nag-December 17 or 19 ata siya nag-chat, and then bago mag-Christmas or Christmas time, nagpadala na kagad siya ng pera. And then, yun na nga, sabi niya na he wanted to have my time, like, and then I told him na if I'm gonna give you all my time, if we're gonna video call all day, I think I won't be able to find a job. Kasi if I'm going to find a job, and then I'm gonna be lucky to have the job to work, na parang hindi ko maibibigay yung video call kasi nga I'm gonna be busy working. Syempre, hindi ako pwede magpuyat when I'm tired working. I just wanna rest and sleep. Sabi niya, it's okay, you don't need how much your expenses every day. Ay! Iba yun, clap talaga ang dala nyo doon. So, sinabi ko sa kanya parang 420 pesos at 450 pesos ang binudget ko. So, that was like 20,000 plus in a month. Basta 20,000 yung pinapadala niya sa akin mahigit every month nun. And then, nag-work yan. Talagang everyday matutulog kami, naka-video call kami. So, mahirap siyang intindihan kasi nga Danish, na iba yung accent, sobrang bilis niya magsalita. So, parang kailangan pag nakasalita siya, nakafocus talaga ako. And even nakapaglalabas ako with my friends, na nag-video call pa rin kami. And yun nga, pagtulog, paggising, yung good morning and everything and so on and so forth. Ganun lagi ang aksara namin. So, lagi kami nagvi-video call. And then after nun, bigla yun, I think September, October, nag-stop yun na parang, bigla na lang booms. Ayan na naman. Wain na naman tayong jowa. So, paano naman to? Wala tayong trabaho. And that's when I decided to work and apply for a job. Actually, one of my friend told me na magtrabaho ka na lang. And that is Mark. That's my friend. Yung nag-open na coffee shop na pinuntahan natin last time. Yung nasa short videos ko dito sa YouTube. And then sabi niya sa akin, pag hindi ka nag-work, papupukin kita ng bote sa ulo. And that's when I felt so scared kasi seryoso talaga siya. Kasi yung friend ko na yun sobrang supportive and he really believes in my, ability. Yung, ayun nga, lagi sasabi na hindi ka naman bobo, matalino ka, kaya mo yan, mag-apply ka ng trabaho. And then nag-apply ako ng trabaho nun. I remember, October yon. So, nung nag-iniwan ako na ni Brian, medyo kachat ko na si Simon. So, parang, nililigawan ako ni Simon ng September. And then, October ko sinagot si Simon. So, parang hindi pa ako masyadong focus kay Simon nun kasi ang dami ko pang stress sa katawan. So, nung nag-apply na ako ng trabaho, natanggap agad ako. Parang November 1 ako nag-apply or November 2 as a call center or a customer service representative in one of the PPO company near to my place. Natanggap agad ako. Parang November 4th, nasa office na ako. Nag-office na ako. Ang bilis ng facing. And that's when I got, nagseryoso na ako kay Simon, which is my latest or my ex-fiancé then, na hindi rin nag-work out. And then, nag-chat-chat kami ni Simon, and then si Simon sobrang seryoso niya sa akin. And that's when I realized na parang kamahal-mahal pala ako. Kasi si Simon, when we started talking, I remember after a month that we're talking online and then we talk on WhatsApp application. Na parang, yun nga, nag-establish na yung relationship namin, seryosohan na kami, and si Simon talaga, there's no money involved with my relationship with Simon, pero lagi niya akong sinusurprise ng mga gifts nun talaga. And then I will try to find the pictures, and then ipa-flash ko dito yung mga binigay niya sa akin actually. Then after that, Simon booked a flight going to the Philippines December 31st. I remember that. And then, it didn't work out again because Simon, because that time, Omicron. So, naka-lockdown pa rin ng Philippines. And Simon is really frustrated and sad sa airport nung hindi siya nakalipad talaga papunta ng Pilipinas. And then after nun, umiiyak siya, kakagaling ko lang nun ng shift umiiyak siya, no, nalulungkot siya, no, I'm not gonna go home, I'm gonna stay here to the airport, and then after that, I'm gonna fly to Singapore because Singapore is naka-green na siya nun sa Philippines, which is pwede nang lumipad ng Philippines without any quarantine. Hindi lang sabi ko lang sa kanya na just wait kasi magbobotohan. And then kapag nagbotohan, for sure mag-open ang border ng Philippines because there's so many Filipinos around the world na uuwi ng Pilipinas to vote. And then after hindi ako nagkamali, February nag-open ang border ng Philippines, sobrang daming bansa ang nag-open talaga nun, na nag-green light, na pwedeng pumlight na sa Philippines without any quarantine. And then that's what Simon took advantage of. Actually, nag-book siya ng flight without telling me. Then sinurprise niya ako nung confirm na yung flight. And then nag-meet kami ni Simon sa airport. And then I think I still have the video. So i-flash ko yun dito, lahat titignan nyo yan. Anong oras to? So, ayan. So, isa-isahin ko pa to para i-flash yung video na yun, tsaka yung mga gifts niya. So, ayun yung first meet namin, first hug, first kiss, and first time namin makita yung, isa't isa. And then the relationship is really happy. Napaka-alive talaga ng relationship namin. And dito rin kami nagstay sa bahay na to, na, yung nakikita yung pinag-vlogan ko ng cooking. We stayed here for like 3 months. We're together for like 3 months na happy naman yung relationship. There's some arguments. It's part na nag-aaway talaga kayo. The relationship should have yung may away. Kasi kapag walang away sa relationship, na parang yung away kasi is, or not totally the away, yung mga misunderstandings kasi, it's part to strengthen the relationship. The many struggles, the many problems that you overcome with your partner, yun talaga yung nagiging pundasyon na parang, ay matibay kami nito magtatagal tong relasyon na to, ganon. So ayun, and then Simon proposed to me in Tagaytay. Doon siya, I'm surprised kasi I'm with my sister and my aunt that time. So talagang hindi ko ina-expect. Pero alam ko magpo-propose siya sa akin, but I don't know when and where. Sinabi niya na sa akin. And then ayun na nga, nag-propose si Akla at may video ulit yun. Ipapakita ko rin ulit sa inyo. Pero kailangan mo lang sound yun. So, i-screen record ko na lang if I don't have it on my phone. So, I'll look for it, guys, to show you. So, ayun, yung relasyon namin. And then, suddenly, it all stopped. Actually, nag-long distance pa kami for like 3 months. And then, nag-away kami nung birthday niya, which is yun nga lang yan. So, nalita ko ng bate for like 12 noon na sa kanila bago ako nakapag-send ng birthday greeting sa kanya. And I know all of you guys will say, liit naman ng bagay na yon, which is, I'm actually taking it a big deal. Kasi nung nandito si Simon, I celebrated my birthday 3 times. Imagine that. Sabi niya, bago ako mag-birthday, nag-celebrate na siya sa akin, sinurprise niya ako ng birthday ko mismo. And then after nung birthday ko ulit, another celebration. Kasi nga, yung queen daw, dalawa yung birthday. So gusto niya, tatlo yung birthday ko. O diba, kinabog natin ang queen. Nakalinong corona ngayon. Charot. So ayun. And then, kaya August kami nag-away, September yung flight na going back to the Philippines, kakauwi na lang. Kasi nga, we are going to file for fiancé visa para makapunta na ako ng London sa England, sa London, para makapagpakasal na kami ng January. Kasi 3 months yung processing nun eh. And then ayun, suddenly na ang sobrang OA nung talagang awayan namin chat doon. May shift ako noon. I was on my way to my work. And then after nun, di ako makapasok. Ayoko pumasok kasi I'm not allowed to bring my phone inside the production. Yun, kailangan ko pa rin pumasok actually kasi 10 p.m. ang shift ko noon eh. So pagpasok ko, hindi ako makapag-focus kasi alam ko na hindi kami okay. So I told to my supervisor na I need to go kasi I can't work right now because nga marami akong iniisip that time. Pero which is mali. Kasi sabi sa akin na work and personal issues should always be kailangan work over personal issues. Nasa work ka, kailangan kalimutan mo lahat ng pinagdadaanan mo, which is tama naman yun. Professionalism. But I can't. I really can't focus. I really can't do my job well. Kaya napapansin niya na yun na parang, bakit ganun yung mga calls ko? Bakit ganun yung flow ng mga calls ko? Ba't parang wala akong gana? Hindi ako yung nagtitake ng calls. That's when I decided na mag-lag out at sabihin ko at bumaba para ko yung phone ko at nag-aaway pa rin kami. Actually, hindi ako nakapag-work nun. Na sobrang dami na ng issue na, alam mo yun, nagpa-pop up. Ang dami ng pinag-aawayan na out of nowhere, bakit may mga ganong issues. And then, ayun. And then after that, after ng shift, kumuwi na ako, sabi ko sa kanya na, nag-sorry na lang ako, I swallowed my pride. Na sabi ko, I'm sorry, but I don't truly forget your birthday. Kasi, remember that I'm already singing you a happy birthday song bago pa naman yung birthday mo. So, kaya ganon. Ayun na. Ay, may tumatawag. Wait lang nga. Ay, mamaya na nga. So, ayun na parang sabi ko sa kanya na I'm going to sleep. I'm already tired working. Na parang hindi ko na kaya. Well, I don't have any energy pa na makipagtalo or makipag-argument sa'yo. So, yon. So, after that, pagising ko, wala nang WhatsApp. Deactivated na yung WhatsApp. And that's when I realized na bakit ganun. Chinek ko na deactivated yung WhatsApp, hindi niya ako binlock kasi chinek ko yung WhatsApp niya, sinave ko sa ibang phone number, and then na-check ko wala nga talaga, so deactivated siya. Then after a week, wala pa rin. Sabi ko, ay, endgame na. Then after a month, wala pa din. So I reach out sa email, through email na. Nag-email ako, hindi talaga siya nagre-reply. Then nagbigay ako ng 3 months rule, na parang wala pa din. So wala na. So it's the end game na talaga. Doon ako nagkaroon ng anxiety and depression na sobrang lala. Umiiyak lang ako. So ayun, may video pa nga ako na umiiyak ako. Nahuli ako ng kapatid ko eh. Kausap ko yung mama ko noon na iyak lang ako ng iyak na talagang ang sakit. Kasi alam mo yon, yung ikakasal na kayo, ipaplano nyo na yung kasal nyo, and then suddenly it didn't work. Sabi nga nila, if you're not meant to be, you're not meant to be. Kasi if you're meant to be, no matter what happened, the universe will do its way para pagsamahin ulit kayo at mag-work yung relationship kahit gaano pa kalala yung pinag-awayan nyo. And then, that's when I said that baka may much better pa na dadating sa akin na ibibigay ni Papa Jesus, you know. So, ayun, no-depress ako noon, ang tagal bago ako naka-move on. Talagang every night umiiyak lang ako ng umiiyak, na sobrang sakit talaga ng puso ko, sobrang heartbroken ko talaga noon. So, wala eh. And then one day I just realized na there's actually no one na makakatulong sa'yo but yourself. Kasi kahit tulungan ka ng ibang tao, kahit anong gawin, na parang kahit anong opinion ang ibigay nila sa'yo, wala rin yung magagawa. It is because hindi mo naman sila pakikinggan dahil nga ikaw pa rin yung magdidesisyon at the end. So, ayun na mga kadala-daling ang kwentuhan natin tungkol sa mga exes nating afam. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And tomorrow, for sure, mag-cooking vlog na tayo. Okay? I love you, everyone. Mwah, mwah.